Norm Macdonald was just on David Letterman.
I heard he cried. He was so upset.
He cried, and it was like really like beautiful.
Yeah.
But he had a great joke about like, I don't know if you guys are here. He goes, I got no problem with, North Korea. I never lay in bed. They try to scare you on the news, you know? He goes, but I never woke up like, North Korea. I hope they don't get me, you know? And like nobody really laughed, but did you hear Letterman like cackling in the background? And you realize it's just with Norm, it's all, you are being fucking played. When you think he's bombing, it's all a big setup to the fucking, in a year, he's going to have the perfect special ever.
You might as well sit with Norm and just keep a smile on your face because you don't know where you are in the joke.
He goes, I'm not afraid of Iran, you know, or Iraq or North Korea, you know. I'll tell you a country I don't like. It's Germany. I don't know if you guys are history buffs, but at the beginning of our last century, Germany decided to have a war against the world. And what's weird is it was close. You think like it'd be like 5-minute war, you know, but it was actually it was almost tied. And about 50 years go by, and Germany goes, hey, let's have another war against the world. And they almost won that one, too. Because you would think that everybody in the world would go, hey, Germany, we're not going to let you have a country anymore. Who are you, Mars? Just fucking, I just love, it was, you would think it'd be over in 5 minutes, but it was close.
Did you hear him talking on the Russell Brand podcast with him and Russell Brand when he was talking about how he was at the party or when he played the White House Correspondents' Dinner?
Yeah.
And Larry Flint said,
I'll take care of you. Right?
I'll take care of you. He goes, when a guy says, I'll take care of you, you know, you think you're going to get like, if he owns a grocery store, you think you're going to get some vegetables. But Larry Flint, you know, you think you're going to get some crazy kooky girl and you're going to get to have sex with her. And then Larry Flint's going to come in his wheelchair just whacking off.
But he does like an impression. The guy jacking off. Larry Flint fucking. That was an amazing experience watching Russell Brand and Norm Macdonald because, in my opinion, I think you and I are kind of together on this, two of the most beautiful human beings, comedically, aesthetically, just to look at. Like you just look at Norm, you kind of can't stop looking at him. Like people go like, "Hey, Norm," but like, nah. If you look at Norm Macdonald, if I just showed you a photo of Norm Macdonald, you know who he was, and I'm like. Oh, you don't remember this guy from the Cary Grant movies? You wouldn't go like, no, what? Like, he's gorgeous. And like Russell Brand, people like write him off. Norm on his video cast, he's got this running thing where he'll like explain like a serial killer. And he just draws everybody in. And it's not until you see like 2 years. It's like a joke for him and Adam Egget. Mm-hmm. And it's like, hey, this guy, I've been in Ontario. I'm an old chunk of coal, Anthony, but... There was a man murdered his entire family. When the police got to him, his wife's innards were soup, like a stew. He was eating his bride, you know. And then he winds up killing a few policemen and takes a few children. And there's a crawl space. I know what this crawl space is. That's where I mean, this guy sounds like a real jerk. That's the whole punchline.
Yeah.
But it goes on for like 8 minutes just so he can go, I mean, this guy sounds like a real jerk.
I'm pretending I know who Albert Gray is. I didn't.
No, Albert Fish.
Oh.
You're a New Yorker. So anyways, he was a child rapist and cannibal, as I explained.
When he's a child rapist, you try not to laugh when he looks at you.
Oh, come on, man. It's not funny.
I know it's not, but I know you want people to laugh.
Fish chose his victims. He only chose victims who were either mentally handicapped. Now, don't laugh at this next part, please.
But you know he wants you to, right?
No. If you laugh at this next part.
Okay. And I'm not
Fish chose victims who were either mentally handicapped or African American. Oh, come on. Why would you think that's funny? God damn, Fred. Jesus Christ, that was the worst part of the story. But why do you think he did that? What would be the explanation? Why would he only attack? Why would his victims that he chose only be either mentally handicapped or African Americans?
Because people in those days didn't care when those people were vanished.
You're right. Thinking like Albert Fish now.
And prostitutes. That's why they kill prostitutes.
Exactly. Nobody really cares about prostitutes. But you're exactly right. That's why Albert Fish killed only mentally handicapped and African Americans.
What about? Okay.
I thought you'd laugh at African Americans again, that they were.
No, because I know him. I know he'll do something. That's outrageous.
Well, it's kind of outrageous. Fish was finally arrested, and he immediately began confessing to killing 700 children.
Get out of here.
Yes. I mean, this guy was a real jerk.
Now I know there was no Albert Fish.
So I didn't always come in with like full sketches. Whereas Tom, I remember Tom was the guy who would always come in with like
Norm
solid.
Macdonald was that guy. You guys didn't have to pitch to like an oligarch. Like you didn't have like a guy you had to pitch to.
No.
You had autonomy pretty much, right?
Right, but that's
until
why
they asked you to have a recurring sketch and you shoved up their ass and dipped my balls in it. It's so all right, you know what? Fuck it. Go to YouTube and just type in "dip my balls in it."
Last Supper. Put Louis in the Last Supper.
Louis in the Last Supper. But really, you got to see Burning Love, you guys. And we're gonna talk a lot about it. But we all had to pitch to Lorne, and then I realized early that I would pitch all like my real ideas and like I wanted to impress everybody, and I would give like, and then this happens, and then this is the joke, and then this is, and the big twist is this at the end. So then when it got to the table for table read in front of like 40 people, no one laughed because I did the sketch in the room, and then I realized like a couple months in there was the art of the fake pitch, and like Kevin Nealon and Norm Macdonald, it was like a contest every week to see who could come up with the fucking weirdest fake pitch that the host believed was actually happening, and the rest of the room we all knew it wasn't. Lorne knew it wasn't.
That's awesome.
But I remember like Kevin Nealon every week would do 2 fake pitches and go, also I have this idea where you live at the top of one of those runaway truck ramps, you know, in your house all the way up there, and it's like dinner time, a truck comes flying through your house, man. And the host would go, yeah, this is funny. I mean, but every week. And we would all just be laughing so hard. And the host is looking around like, yeah, that is funny, right? But we're laughing because the host is a fucking moron. And then Norm, I remember, it was Bob Newhart goes, I got this idea. People always confuse literally and figuratively. A guy will go, hey, how was that movie you just saw, you know? And I go, oh, my God. It was so funny. I literally laughed my head off. But he didn't, you know, because he's got a head still. And Bob Newhart just stared at Norm like, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. And then Norm, like a dog with a chew toy, was like, I'm not leaving this room until, like, they fucking locked the doors like a prison movie.
He's going to break them?
Like, yeah. And he goes, or you go, hey, how's your wife? Well, she literally died. When she got your message, she literally dropped dead right there on the floor. She's died. She literally died, and now he's moving like closer.
Did Newhart break at a certain point?
Yeah, eventually he just fucking won. And then that week, Norm did a sketch where he was Charles Kuralt, and he was the only. It was just Charles Kuralt alone talking to camera, and we're all like in full Charles Kuralt makeup, unrecognizable, and you're like, how the fuck do you... Like, his fake sketches were better than anything I ever actually got on air.
He's amazing, isn't he? He's an amazing guy.
He is amazing.
He's the best sketch that never got on the air in my entire time at Saturday Night Live, which is only 40 episodes, was Norm Macdonald's game show, Name 2. Hey, Jimmy. Steve Allen is in the Guinness Book of World Records for writing over 4,000 songs for that new car. Name 2.
Name 2 of who?
Steve Allen is in the Guinness Book. Now, Kate Bush is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ballot, you know, for being a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame worthy lady. She's written over 600 songs. Name 2. Ding, 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 ding. Name 2. What a great fucking sketch.
That's a great sketch. Why didn't it get on? I'll read your book.
Who knows? I don't know why.
I'll read your book.
I heard for like 2 years, I'd go to a comedy club and they'd go, yeah, Norm was here last week. It was pretty fucking weird, dude. And I'm like, what? And my wife and I would like go like, what's going on with, like, I hope he's okay, you know? And then you see his Comedy Central special. Perfect.
Right.
So the joke's on everybody across the country. Like, yeah, he was really weird. He's got these other guys following him. Like every town had a different, like, I think he was super high. And another town's like, he really gambled. And another town, he came in with 19 men. Like weird, like that strange. Like he made us bathe, like he had to be bathed, or he wanted something for his feet. And then just, you see his Comedy Central special, perfect. My father died, my grandfather died, my great-grandfather died, to the best of my knowledge, he's dead, I come from a long line of death. And you're just like, this is perfect comedy. So, however it works for you, I guess.
Yeah.
I was driving from Quebec City back to Montreal, because when you do that festival, the Montreal Festival, I would get too drunk, and I'm like, I need to get out of here. I don't want to be I just don't want to be the drunk comedian anymore. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Quebec City during the day and have a day. And I was driving back to Montreal to do shows that night, and I was listening to Norm's album just called Me Doing Stand Up, and I fucking had to pull over so I didn't crash my car.
No room for improvement.
No, I almost crashed my car. I was laughing so hard.
It's 16 ounces of water in like a 10-ounce glass, and it never just like.
I was like,
my grandfather died, my great-grandfather died. Yeah. My father, he goes on. I come from a long line of death.
Yeah, no, it was that
cancer.
It's a draw. He's like, everybody's afraid of a terrorist. Yeah, it's your heart is what's going to attack and kill you. Like your heart. And the funniest joke is when he goes, the only way to stop your heart from attacking you is to attack your heart with a defibrillator.
We're not doing this justice at all. And
No.
it's funny because like people that don't just get it, you're not going to convince them.
No.
By sharing it.
You just got to listen to that album. So funny.
What was it like? Hey, he lost his long battle with, finally lost his courageous battle with cancer.
Yeah.
All right, but if he dies, the cancer dies, that's a draw.
Yeah, it's such a good.
Or like alcoholism's not a disease. Like my uncle's got bowel cancer. I have searing pain. What are your symptoms? You're real happy. Sometimes I eat somebody else's disease and we fuck. Oh, he had a great Norm story. When he's, he had a great story. He was opening for Norm in San Francisco, and Norm goes, hey, we're in San Francisco, so don't do any of that fag shit, And he's like, what? And he goes, San Francisco. There's a lot of gay guys here. They live here in San Francisco. So just when you go up there, don't do any of that fag shit. And Artie's like, all right, like didn't plan on it. And then Artie does 20 minutes. Norm goes up and goes, hey, what's with his AIDS? They say it's like the worst disease in the world, But I saw on the news today, AIDS does not discriminate. And that's nice.
Oh, no.
So I don't know why is it so bad. Hey, don't do any of that fag shit. So maybe if Norm was on the set of Suddenly Susan, he could be like, you're a homophobe. You're not holding Maddie's hand. Last time I got heckled bad was at Motor City Casino in Detroit. And I was doing Norm Macdonald. But the thing about the Norm Macdonald impression is
you're at the Motor City Casino in Detroit.
Hey, man, so, I'm down. I love the D.
Yeah.
But I'm doing Norm. But the thing about a Norm impression is you have to ramble and circle it back around. Like, it's got to get a little uncomfortable.
Right.
And I was doing Demi Moore. Oh, my God. Demi Moore went to the hospital for that exhaustion there, Exhaustion. Oh, my God. You know where I go where I'm exhausted, John? Home. I went where I'm tired. I went to the hospital, and it's this whole long thing about being on a construction site. And me and my friend John and Eric, like, hey, what do you say after work? We go to the emergency room to rest, and I just keep going and going, and like right next to me, like right there, she goes, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And I go, "There's always one cunt, And I did it in the impression, and that person emailed me on my website and said, "I was the cunt. I'm sorry, but I was really confused." And everyone explained to me what was happening. Should I close with Norm, a paragraph from his book about Don Rickles?
Yeah, close with that.
As Norm.
Yes.
Okay. Because it is... I was at a hotel reading that off my iPad. I laughed so hard, I fell on the ground.
I don't doubt this.
My wife came in the other room because she thought I was having an actual heart attack because apparently I was just making gasping sounds and kicking things over.
Oh, that's perfect.
You want to hear a part of Norm? By the way, Norm's book, based on a true story, Norm Macdonald, is a must, and you have not read it.
I haven't read it. I see it. I'm on plane. It's my next buy for sure.
So it's about Don Rickles. This is Norm Macdonald's book. If you want to put a link up at jmohr.com, since Brooks doesn't sell anything, and a link to Brooks' Instagram at jmohr.com.
Oh, no, you can buy my album.
This is cool, right?
Yeah, my album's called This Is Cool, Right? It's been
I
out.
love that album.
Thank you, Jay. It's very
Great
nice.
title, too.
What a delight. Thank you.
He was a big Rickles fan. He saw him on The Tonight Show his whole life, right? And he's on the set of Dirty Work, Don Rickles to Norm Macdonald. So I approached him the first day in the makeup trailer, and I introduced myself. I said, I just want to tell you, Mr. Rickles, I feel so honored that you'd agree to be in the film, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. He shook my hand. That's very nice, Norm. By the way, I spoke to the home. Your room will be ready Tuesday. The trailer erupted in laughter, and I felt rage deep in my soul. And I saw myself in the mirror, and I saw that my face was beet red. I wasn't on any waiting list for any type of home, as Mr. Rickles was clearly suggesting, I'm losing the impression, but I swallowed my anger. And I was determined to find the real man through my own kindness and love. Mr. Rickles, I'd be honored if I could take you out to one of Toronto's finest restaurants and buy you dinner tonight. I have a better idea, Norm. Why don't you go to a shed in the desert with a rake and go brap?
Go brap. It's literally capital.
Yeah, I got a better idea, Norm. Why don't you go to a shed in the desert with a rake and go brap? Now, this awful classless burping noise got the cheap laugh I'm sure Mr. Rickles is used to, but not from me. I could feel myself beginning to shake with rage. Now, I'm going to read to you the part where I was so happy to meet and reach the real Don Rickles, and I said, anything you want to do, what would you like, sir? Well, Norm, he says, I'd like you to get a monkey and an organ grinder and run around the room going, I lost my sack, I lost my sack. And then Mr. Rickles then pranced around the makeup trailer doing a grotesque pantomime of me searching for a missing sock.
And then it's about to go down. We're here to stay and run this town. Bring in the heat, bring in the energy. We're the queens of the festival, can't you see? We're the queens of the festival, here to rule the stage. Dropping beats and make your body engage. From sunrise to sunset, we're taking it all. We're the festival queens standing tall. Ooh, yeah, ooh. From dawn till dusk, we command the crowd's gaze. Every beat, every rhyme sets our souls ablaze. With swagger and style, we own this domain. In the realm of music, we reign supreme, no chain. Feel the rhythm pulsating through your veins. Our verses ignite fire, never wane. With each lyric we spit, each move we make, we carve our legacy, leaving jaws to quake. We're the queens of the festival, here to rule the stage. Dropping beats and make your body engage. From sunrise to sunset, we're taking it all. We're the festival queens standing tall. Ooh, I get it. Ooh. No crown needed, our all's the crown jewel in the kingdom of sound. We never play the fool with beats as our scepters and rhymes as our decree. We're the sovereigns of rhythm for all to see. So bow down to the queens as we own the night. In the kingdom of music, we're the guiding light. From the first note to the last, we'll always be the festival queens, forever wild and free.
What is he talking?
It's fucking fiction.
I know.
Like in the beginning, the first chapter, he's like, him and Lorne Michaels are smoking opium. And it's the most genius thing, because any fucking story, nobody can sue him.
Yeah.
Like, who's the guy? Dick Ebersol can't do shit about what Norm wrote in here, because Norm's like, wait a minute, me and Lorne were at a whorehouse smoking crack. Don Rickles is doing a grotesque pantomime of me searching for a missing sock, And I fled the makeup trailer. I took a nice long walk trying to compose myself. I think it was the comment about losing my sock and then running around telling everyone that hurt the most. It's fucking... oh my God. We're crazy people.
It's so funny.
But people listening are like, I don't even know why that's funny.
No, exactly. I saw him in Cedar
Brap.
Rapids. Yeah. He said brap. Dude.
Everyone that meets you does an impression of you.
What?
You're one of those guys that you make such an impression on people that everyone that meets you does a Norm Macdonald.
I don't care for any of those impressions, by the way. This is what I get. I do a perfect you. I go, all right, let's hear it. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I can do an impression myself.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Hey.
That's the
I've never heard you say that. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Sounds like you doing an impression of Brewer doing an impression of you.
Hey, yeah.